Yo, what's up? This is Tyris Deal. I am the head audio and video engineer at Vision Worship Center. Today I'm doing a quick tutorial on how we do our live stream setup with the current hardware and software that we use currently.
So in order for us to do this, we have two laptops. Our first laptop is mainly strictly for the music, where I use iTunes and I have a playlist. It's a praise team playlist and worship playlist, and on there we have different instrumentals. Also we have, of course, the Wi-Fi and YouTube access, so we can go on YouTube and look up different artists and different worship instrumentals that we use as well. The second laptop, it has to be the beast of them all. So this one takes all the audio and video that you use and it puts it all together, pushing it into the softwares that you have, and you push it out to Facebook, YouTube, or whatever live stream services that you use or that we use. So for our first piece of hardware that we have is our Focusrite. This Focusrite is Focusrite Scarlett 2i, which is an audio interface. It has 2 inputs and 2 outputs. Our next set of hardware is our Shure wireless microphone receiver. It has a 2-channel, so you can have 2 microphones set up with it. So first thing you do is we get the power cord, we plug it into the wireless microphone receiver, and then we of course plug that into your power strip. Next thing, we have what's called our microphone cable. Our microphone cable has 2 ins and 2 outs, so we usually call this in the tech world a female side and the male side. The female side has a hose in it and the male side has a pins in it. So you take your microphone cable, you plug in the female side into the wireless receiver, and then you take the male side, and since you have it in channel 1, you plug it into the channel 1 in the audio interface, and then you do the same thing with the other set of microphone cables that you have. Take the female side, plug it into the receiver, and then take the male side, plug it into the audio interface. Make sure that you have them set up to where channel 1 is with channel 1, channel 2 is with channel 2. You don't want to get into it in the middle of the service and you have it mixed up. Alright, so then now you have your cord that plugs into the back of the audio interface. You want to plug that into the back, and then you plug the USB side into the computer that you have running the software. Then this is another piece of hardware that I have. This is our video capture card. So you will plug in the Type-C into the Type-C where it says in on the video capture card, and then you plug in the USB side into that computer. Now let's get to the camera. So of course you set up your tripod, make sure it's all leveled up. This is a Canon DSLR camera. I believe this is the 80i series. So then you get your adapter, make sure you screw on the adapter so you can put it on a tripod. Then your next step is that since we're go live for more than an hour, we have a battery that is attached to our power cord, so then we don't have to worry about the battery dying. So we push that in first, then plug the other side into our power strip. I always do this before I put it onto the tripod, because if not, it's a hard hassle to put it in. So make sure you do that. Then put the camera on, back on the tripod, screw it on, make sure everything's leveled up, even, all that good stuff. Now, this is the main thing. So now we grab our USB cord, we plug in the smaller side into the camera. And now we have our HDMI cord. We have an adapter, so we can plug that adapter into the camera. So now we grab that USB cord, we plug that USB cord into the computer that has the music and stuff on it. And we have it on there because there is an app that helps the camera stay on for as long as we want, as long as that computer is alive. So we plug that into there. That's a key thing. If you don't plug it into there, the camera is going to continue to shut off simultaneously, and you're going to figure out, you're not going to know why. So that's why we always make sure that cord is plugged into that laptop. So then after you do that, you take the other side of the HDMI cord, you grab the video capture device, and you plug it into the side that says in. So then you should have 2 cords coming out of the inside, one for the computer and one for the camera. And that is all the software, all the hardware that we use. So now let's get into the software that we use. So if we go ahead and go into the computer that runs everything, there's an app called OBS. It's called Open Broadcast Software. This is a free app that can be downloaded on any type of computer or iPad or even your phone. So you can call OBS, Open Broadcast Software. So once you have that on your laptop, you go ahead and click on it and get it open. Now that we have OBS open, since we've been going live since March of 2020, almost a year now, I have a lot of different scenes and a lot of things already created and set up. So on my scenes, I have a blank black screen just because you always want to just have that blank black screen. Then I have our intro for our intro, the countdown. Then I add the actual 5-minute countdown that we have. Then we have our outro. Our outro is played always at the end of the service. So because with OBS and Facebook and YouTube, with all the things that happen on live TV over the past years, they give you a 30-second runoff where just in case something happens, you can just cut everything. So then that's why it's a 30-second runoff. So that's why we have the intro and the outro. So then we have our live feed, and our live feed, it has everything on there. So it has our scriptures. When I create the scriptures, I put it in that folder, and you just press the little eye there to view it. And then I also have a giving tab that has all our lower thirds for the praise team, the pastor, and any other ministers and elders and people that speak in our ministry. And then I also have all of our giving lower thirds that have all the giving options that we have. Like I said, all you do is press the eye to see it. And then at the very bottom, this is the very main, very key part. So we have our audio endpoint capture. For our audio endpoint capture, we want to make sure that is selected on microphone Scarlett 2i USB. That is for the audio interface. This is where you get all your audio from the microphones put into the computer, put into OBS. So you got to make sure that is on that. Make sure it's not on default or anything else other than microphone Scarlett 2i USB. And then we have our logo. I always have that logo on just because you want to make sure everybody knows the logo. Then we also have our video capture device. The video capture device, this is where we have our video capture card on there. So you will click on that, and then if there's nothing on for the video capture device, you will make sure that eye is on. If that eye is on, then you want to exit out OBS, restart OBS, bring it back up, and then everything will be perfectly fine. So then outside of the live feed scene, we have our replay scene where we can do old messages. If we have a canceled service, pastor usually has me play a replay message. So I go in there from YouTube, download the video, and go and put it on the replay, and it plays the replay. And then this is our technical difficulty screen. So if we ever have any technical difficulties and you don't know what's going on, you can turn that screen on real quick. I believe it's a 30 second or 1 minute video. Gives you 30 seconds to 1 minute to figure out what's going on and to fix it. All right, so now we're gonna go back up to our intro in order. So as you look here on the OBS screen, there on the left there's a preview side, and then on the right there's a program side. So on the preview side, that is nobody can see that except you. So then you can go through each scene, see what you want to put on there, and then once you figure out what you want to put, I have a hotkey made, a shortcut made, and I have it as set as the number 1 on the keyboard. So you just press that number 1, and then it will transition from preview to program. So if I want to go ahead and do the intro real quick, I literally just press 1, and it changes from the preview to the program. If I want to do the countdown, I press 1 again, and it transitions. If I do the outro, press 1. apply feed, press 1. If I want to do anything, I press 1, and that will help me transition. And then here on the right, you see that it says start streaming, start recording, and all these other things. So when we want to start streaming, whenever you're ready to start streaming, I also have another hotkey made. It's the number 7. So you'll press the number 7, and then that will also start the start streaming feature. So it will say start streaming, and then you'll get the little green box at the bottom. That means everything's good. If that box ever turns yellow, that means it's still kind of good, but it's a little shaky. But then if it turns red, that means it's not working at all. Usually OBS is really good about getting everything back up and running again. So it probably takes like a couple seconds, and then it'll go back green. But then if it stays red, that means there's something either wrong with the Wi-Fi connection or something wrong with the program or where you're going to live stream at. So let's go ahead and go to our Chrome browser. We're going to start a new tab. So on my laptop, on the one that runs everything, I have a bookmark right here at the top. The provider that we go through is called Switchboard. Switchboard allows us to create templates and go live directly from OBS to Facebook. Well, it lets us to do multiple streaming, so we can do our subscription allows us to go up to 3 live streams. So we have 2 on Facebook and 1 on YouTube. So let's go to our Switchboard account. This will load up. So this is what the Switchboard screen looks like. So we right here on the right, we have our workflow where it has all the destinations and stuff like that. On the left, we have our preview video. We have our streaming status, where it allows us to know that we're receiving our live stream video, and it lets us see and also preview the video and preview the audio. So if we want to preview the video, we click on that preview button right there. I'm gonna just close out our workspace so I can start fresh. So yeah, so we have our preview button, preview, and then we also have our video. So then what you want to do is there's 3 buttons right here on the top left of the switchboard. You click on that. Once you click on that, it will bring you a drop down where it has workflow, destinations, and templates. You want to click on templates. So I already have templates made for our subscription for our church. So we have Throwback Thursdays, we have midweek services, we have midweek services with different ministers and special guests, and then we also have our Sunday virtual worships templates as well. So you want to click on the template that you want to do. So I'm gonna just choose Sunday virtual worship service, and then on here you can see that you can do, you have the title, you have the category, description, tags, and then also you can schedule events. So I have 2 of them, 2 different destinations as you see on the right. There's a virtual worship service with a exclamation mark. That is the one that allows us to schedule events. So we like to schedule events so people can know in advance when we are going live, but it only works for Facebook. I'm not for sure why YouTube doesn't give you the option to schedule events, but as of right now, we only do Facebook. So you will go in there, click on there, choose the date that you want, the time that you want, and stuff like that. So then after you do that, you will go to the other template and make sure everything matches up. Make sure the title matches up, description matches up, and stuff like that. So on there, you'll choose the title, the date, who's preaching, and stuff like that. So then, now after you do that, you will go back to the 3 buttons at the top. You will click on that, bring down that drop down, and then you go to workflow. Then in that workflow, on the right, you press where it says destination. You will click on that pencil button right beside it. Once you click on that pencil button, it will give you another pop-up. You will then choose what template that you want to do. So let's go ahead and choose Sunday worship service. And then you can scroll down, and then after you hit save, you then go in here, wait for it to load, then you hit add. That's right under it, and then you choose existing destination. Once you choose the existing destination, the first one with the exclamation point, you do the 2 Facebook ones so you can schedule the event. Then you want to hit destination. Then you want to hit the pencil button, add a new destination again, and then add another one. Then click add, go to existing destinations, hit YouTube, click on that, hit save. Then you should have all 3 streaming options. So you should have 2 for Facebook, 1 for our Vision page, 1 for our Passives Facebook page, and then 1 for YouTube. So usually what I do is I click all 3 of them, or you can have in the brown box, you can check box those boxes. Then whenever you're ready to go live, it has the big green box option at the top where it says go live. Click on that whenever you're ready to go live. Boom. Then once it also will give you the option to stop live whenever the service is done, so you can press the stop live button at all. So that's the only thing you really got to do on Switchboard. Once you are done going live on that, you will go to LBS, press that number 7 key so it can stop the live stream from OBS, and then it will also bring up that is not receiving video because you're not sending the video anymore, so on the Switchboard account. So that is that. So then once you have the Switchboard account set up, we can then go ahead and go to Facebook. On Facebook, I'm already logged in, so then you can go to Vision Columbus on our shortcuts page. Go to Vision Columbus. Once you go on there, since you scheduled the event, all you do is scroll down, and then it'll have that scheduled event there for you. You click on that, and then that will give you the option to view the event, be able to see everyone's comments and stuff like that, make sure the video is good. And then you will create a new tab, and on that new tab you go to YouTube. You click on our YouTube logo right at the right top, and then you won't go to your channel, you will go to YouTube Studio. Once you get to YouTube Studio, there is a red button with parentheses around it. That's for the go live button. You will click on that. After you click on that, it will take you to the YouTube Live Studio option. Then you will click on the calendar that's on the left, and then our live feed will be right there. You will click on that, and then you will be able to see the status, streaming status, settings, also everyone's comments, and all of that other good fancy stuff. So that's really about it. If you have any other questions about OBS or how to run anything, you can send me an email on my phone number. You can text me, call me, email me, comment at me. I will be available. So once again, this is Tyris Dill, the head audio and video engineer at Vision Worship Center, and hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Peace out.